Hi everybody, this is Michelle from Boho Crafty Chica coming to you from my studio in Los Angeles, California. I know it's been a little bit of a while, but I'm here, and I just want to extend a heartfelt thanks to everybody who commented and came and visited and watched my video. I so appreciate it. Thank you for those of you who subscribed. I don't know, it's a wonderful feeling, and I'm really glad that I made that first step. It gave me the courage to come back today, so here we are. Hopefully you remember in my very first video, I talked about making some skinny minis, and these skinny minis were inspired by a few crafters that I follow. One of them is Rhonda from A Little Bit French. She makes all size little mini journals, but she did make specifically these skinny ones, and I loved them. Of course, Rachel made her own version of that as well. And then from Rachel from Roxyscreations, I learned about Leslie at 507 Willow House Journals. She makes these cute, skinny, long journals, a lot of collaging in them, really, really cute. A lot of pink. She's a pink girl. And so I really couldn't wait to get started making some of these. They're really easy. They don't take much, just scraps and book pages. These pages actually happen to be vintage from the 1800s with some of that rag cotton paper. Since I collaged on this, I decided to stitch around them. I didn't stitch around this one. Just so that you can see you don't have to stitch. But for people who like to stitch, here you go. It looks just as cool. Let's see. So I try to keep pages, I try to work on pages kind of like in the middle of other projects too. So if they're too little or not really like page worthy for journals, for regular sized journals, I just keep a stack of them. And if I'm not feeling like I have a project in mind, I do things like add embellishments. So when I end up with scraps like this, I just hang on to them. And there's a few here that we're going to be able to use that are already decorated, thank goodness. Some old ephemera, and this is, you know, when I look at this, I really see where the inspiration for this came. I see a little bit of Roxyscreations, but I also see Willow House Journal, Leslie, who likes to put little pieces on the edges. She's super creative. And then I see that I have a piece of ledger here, which I'm assuming I did that because of the frailty of this paper, which is definitely old. Let's see. What else do we have? That. Let's put some book pages. This is kind of a little bit too grungy for my likes, but I don't want it to go to waste because it's a pretty lace page from the Encyclopedia of Embroidery, Victorian embroidery. Let's see. Let's use some rice paper. And I think these pages are gonna work too. These are the ones. This is Roxyscreations, just her collage sheets. And it looks like I just cut it up to five inches across or something. Some pages from botanical books. Can't live without some music paper. Let's throw in some magazine pages. Roxy. Let's throw in some of this. Let me bring this up close for you to see. So it's just a page, a book page that I took, added a scrap of vintage linen and stitched around it. Now, yes, I did adhere this with like a glue, but I don't know what it is. Sometimes the glue is not enough and these fall off the pages. And I don't know if it's because of the humidity or the heat or just time. So I most certainly want to make sure pieces like this are going to stay put. So that's really the only reason I would stitch around it, not trying to make more work for myself. But when I do it, I sit down at once and just, you know, sew a whole bunch for a future project. And this is perfect. It's a future project. This is a cool one. When I look at this one, I see Leslie from 507 Willow House Journals, because she likes to add collage pieces. I see that I put a piece of ledger in the middle, and I'm almost positive that I would have done that just to add strength to the middle, because it does lose its stability once we start poking holes in it. This feels like a little Roxy Creations on this corner, right? The inspiration comes from all over, all of you guys. There's so much of it out there. Here you go. It's just a, you know, just stitch a piece of lace without being picky, of course, because see how crooked that is. Looks like I did the same thing here. And this is a piece of vintage hanky. I'm making those hankies go, stretching them as far as I can because they're just hard to come by. I don't really see too many that are like in my price range, I guess. Here we go, just a piece of lace added to a journal ledger. And again, just a piece of scrap page book. So let's get started. Let's make 3 piles. Do this. We've got some Roxy creation. Her collage pages on vellum just look amazing. Let's put a little bit of Edith Holden pages. I have another one. This is a doll page, a doll pattern that I collaged together. Put some scraps, we'll put that in there. And let's use some botanical pages. Let's use some parchment. And we'll just pull out as we go, I guess, in case I put too many pages. How about magazine page? All right. So we've got three piles. I feel like this might be too much. Okay, let's think about this. I like to think about what's going to be the middle page. Usually that's kind of like a statement page. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see how thick that is. I think 6 is going to be, let's add more, huh? 7. 8. Let's see what happens here. All right, so it looks like we're gonna need to trim down some of these pages. This is just a ruler I made out of one of those parchment paper things. I guess you could do it out of the ones that do aluminum and stuff too, but here we go. This I think I'll just fold over. It's interesting because you get to see my brain work, which may or may not be funny. Let's see. Let's do this. Let's see. Take a little piece off the sides here. Same thing, I just want to take a little bit off of this edge. I hope I'm not too far out of frame. Let's take a little bit out of this. I'm not totally measuring. I'm a fan of Heather from Ruby&Pearlx XO, who doesn't measure anything. I think I am going to trim this. And let's see what we want to be. These two. Two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to be weird about this and add like a 10th page. Maybe we could just fold this one over. So there we go, 10. Let's see if 10 is going to be too much. I don't know, it might be a little bulky, huh? Let's go with half that amount. So, 3. Two, 3, 4. Okay, Michelle, that's enough. Let's see. Okay, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. The others should go quickly. Let's just grab a couple. Pages for this one.